watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. Thanks for joining us on Ace Country Radio, and we're streaming at KPVM.TV. We're also on your Roku devices. It is Thursday, January 23rd. In our top story, the Las Vegas immigrant community is standing up to the newly signed executive orders by President Trump. And here's News 25 reporter Rory Rossell with more on this story.
Immigrant rights activists have continued to raise their voice in opposition of Trump's administrative executive orders. On Tuesday evening, nearly 60 demonstrators gathered outside of the federal courthouse in Las Vegas to protest the influx of the executive orders signed by the president in the early hours of his administration. Among those who were present were advocacy organizations like Make the Road Nevada and Nevada Immigrant Coalition, who were standing against what they see as harmful measures targeting immigrant communities. The rally also spotlighted concerns over the potential passage of the Laken-Riley Act, a new piece of immigration legislation that gained bipartisan support in the Senate and is expected to be sent to the president's desk here soon. Advocacy groups also vowed to continue their efforts to protect immigrant rights, with Make the Road Nevada announcing a series of workshops that are designed to educate community members on their legal rights. The next workshop will be held on Wednesday, January 22nd at the Immigrant Home Foundation, which is located at 2900 Stewart Avenue in Las Vegas. The session, which will begin at 5:30 p.m., is aimed to help immigrants understand how to navigate the challenging legal landscape. As the legal and public protests continue to unfold, the debate over the administration's immigration agenda currently shows no signs of slowing down. I am Roy Rossell reporting for News 25.
And the annual World Economic Forum receives Donald Trump's endorsement today. Our Las Vegas news correspondent Maria Centers joins us now from the city with soundbite highlights from that international forum.
U.S. President Donald J. Trump stopped by this year's World Economic Forum virtually from Washington, D.C., where every in-person seat was taken during his address at the International Summit held in the neutral nation of Switzerland. Now let's hear from 45 and 47 on his third full day back in office as the nation's newest commander-in-chief.
This has been a truly historic week in the United States. 3 days ago, I took the oath of office and we began the golden age of America. The recent presidential election was won by millions of votes, and all seven, every one of them, all seven swing states, there was a massive mandate from the American people like hasn't been seen in many years. And some of the political pundits, even some of my so-called enemies, said it was the most consequential election victory in 129 years.
This marks President Trump's third presence at the annual World Economic Forum.
We're working with the Democrats on getting an extension of the original Trump tax cuts, as you probably know, by just reading any paper. My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our treasury to strengthen our economy and pay down debt.
DJT remains tough on tariffs.
It's also reported today in the papers that Saudi Arabia will be investing at least $600 billion in America, but I'll be asking the Crown Prince, who's a fantastic guy, to round it out to around $1 trillion. I think they'll do that because we've been very good to them. And I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down the cost of oil. You got to bring it down. If the price came down, the Russia-Ukraine war would end immediately.
Too big to rig. The president's appearance at this year's international summit drew standing room only availability.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, on behalf of all the 3,000 participants here in Davos. We really underline that joining us the third day in your presidency, live taking questions here is so appreciated, and we are already ready for receiving you next year in person. So thank you very much, and all the best from Davos.
Thank you.
KPVM Television will continue to offer the latest details regarding President Donald J. Trump's announced trip to Nevada. Reporting from Clark County and getting it over that hump, to all my people in the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
And we have a special interview from the Department of Children and Family Services rural foster recruiter, Shelby Riley, who stopped by our studios to discuss the current need for more foster parents like you.
Hi Pahrump, my name is Shelby Riley and I am Nevada's rural foster care recruiter. I'm here today to let you know that the Nevada Division of Child and Family Services is looking for more families to join our amazing network of foster homes across rural Nevada. In Pahrump, we have 14 foster homes, all of which are full, and we need more. We also need foster homes in other parts of Nye County like Beatty and Tonopah. You can get started today by going to our website, that's ruralnvfostercare.com, and we've got a lot of great information about our program on that page. We also offer 2-hour online orientation sessions every first Thursday of the month. Our next orientation will be on Thursday, February 6th, where you can get a non-committal overview of what being a foster parent is like and get any questions you might have about our program answered. If you had more questions or wanted to learn more before that, you can also call me directly toll-free at our number 888-423-2659. Again, we're looking for wonderful families to join our network of foster families throughout rural Nevada so that we can keep kids in their community, in their same schools, their same neighborhoods, their same friends, and making sure that they can be somewhere where they know and they're familiar with. Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. News 25 will be much involved in a new business and a tasty new restaurant by the Blundos. That and more after the break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, we're shining a light on a new local eatery. That's why we're speaking with Leo and Melissa Blundo to discuss Dad's American Diner. Their grand opening is tomorrow at 11 a.m. And foodies, pay attention to how they're using clean food, real butter, local coffee, and great service.
Hi, my name's Leo, and welcome to Dad's American Diner. Brand new restaurant located at 1440 East Highway 372, right in the center of town. Good, clean, wholesome food. We use local vendors, local fresh roasted coffee, real butter, you know, things that us dads really enjoy eating. Melissa, can you tell us a little bit about the food?
Sure can. So we've got a lot of food that's made with love and homemade from scratch here. We've got your chicken fried steak made from scratch, sausage gravy, buttermilk biscuits, buttermilk pancakes, your typical egg breakfast omelets. We're doing salads, a little bit of healthier fare if you'd like. We've got smash burgers, your traditional Oklahoma smash burgers with the really shaved thin onions. They're fantastic. And our fries we're doing homemade as well. So come on down and grab yourself a plate.
Yeah, you can come down, do to-go orders, sit down and eat, and really enjoy and absorb the decor. It's everything you'd think that you could find in Dad's garage, you know, from Harley-Davidson parts to nostalgia, car nostalgia, and we're definitely veteran-friendly here. We have a whole veterans wall, and we thank you for your service in protecting our beautiful, phenomenal free country.
You can come and see us 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., and our address is 1440 East Nevada Highway 372, Suite 1. Our phone number is 775-751-3237 or 775-751-DADS.
All right, the Raiders have a new executive. All that and more with sports with Mikey Ruhan right now.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Vegas Golden Knights trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They're in St. Louis right now taking on the Blues. The Las Vegas Raiders are reportedly hiring Tampa Bay executive to fill their top front office role. Buccaneers assistant general manager John Spytek is expected to join the Raiders as general manager, according to multiple reports. He will succeed Tom Telesco, who only lasted 1 season in the role before he was dismissed. Las Vegas Raiders tight end Brock Bowers has been announced as a finalist for the Associated Press Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Bowers is one of the 5 finalists for the award, which will be announced during NFL Honors on Thursday, February 6th in New Orleans. And Pahrump Valley Trojan boys basketball are in action tonight. They're at Slam Academy, JV in progress, varsity at 6:30 p.m. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
All right, not sure about that helmet you're wearing there, but still good basketball there, Mikey. Well, turning now to today's quick tutorial with Josh Osborne. He's discussing the myth of overcharged batteries.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump's own Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today we are talking about computer myths. These are things that we've heard our customers say over the years that are unfortunately completely wrong. They've probably done some research online or heard from other people and just got bad data. We're here to bust those myths. Myth number 1 is, if I keep my laptop plugged in, it will overcharge the battery. That is a myth that is completely false. Why? A couple different safeguards that have been put into computers. If you bought your computer in the last 30 years, you're in good shape, and here's why. Number 1, on a software level, in every operating system, there is a service built in called BMS, or Battery Management Systems. And what that is just a utility that monitors and manages the charging of the battery. And when it gets to full capacity, it knows to cut it off. So software has got you covered. Another thing put into place is the actual batteries themselves are now made out of lithium ion. And what that means is that actual material stops receiving a charge from the computer once it's completely full. So on a hardware level, you are completely covered. Software, you got BMS. Hardware, you got the lithium ion technology that stops that. So on 2 different fronts, you're not going to overcharge your battery. If you're actually worried about your battery health, what you should be worried about is heat. If you have a gaming laptop or a laptop running hot, rising temperatures of the computer itself can cause issues to that battery. You also want to be careful not to leave your battery in a hot car, because those extreme temperatures will cause it to swell and potentially destroy components around it like your touchpad or your keypad. Those are the things you have to worry about. One thing that's important too is to use original quality or OEM accessories with your devices. So if you have, say, a Dell laptop, it's best not to order that cheap Chinese-made charger on Amazon as a replacement. Stick with Dell quality chargers because you're going to get a good product that's built and designed to work with that particular laptop. Anyway, we got more myths to discuss. Lots of stuff that we've heard over the years, some really good ones coming up. Keep watching. We'll catch you guys on the next quick tutorial.
Don't go anywhere. Don't grab that remote. News 25 will be back with much more local news and your weather after this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, do you ever wonder how your power gets turned back on after an outage? Valley Electric Association is sharing those steps of how your power gets restored.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together. When the power goes out, most of us expect it to come back on within a few hours, but sometimes major storms cause widespread damage and outages can last longer than expected. The good news is that your electric co-op's line crews work long, hard hours to restore service safely to the greatest number of members. That's you in the shortest time possible. Ever wonder how they do it? Well, there are 4 steps to restoring power that we should all know about, especially when we find ourselves in the dark. Step 1. Repair high-voltage transmission lines. Transmission towers and lines supply power to thousands of members. They rarely fall, but when they do, they must be repaired first before other parts of the system can operate. Step 2. Inspect distribution substation. Distribution substations receive high-voltage power from transmission lines, then disperse that power at a lower voltage to the co-op's main distribution lines. Depending on your electric co-op's service territory, distribution substations can serve either hundreds or thousands of members. When a major power outage occurs, the co-op's line crews inspect the substation to determine if the problem stems from the transmission lines feeding into the substation itself, or if the problem is further down the line. Step 3. Check main distribution lines. If the problem cannot be isolated at a distribution substation, the main distribution lines are checked first. These lines carry power to large groups of members in your electric co-op's service territory. Step 4. Examine tap lines. If local outages persist, supply lines called tap lines are examined. These lines deliver power to transformers that are either mounted on poles or placed on pads for underground service and can be found outside of homes, businesses, and schools. Occasionally, damage will occur on the service lines between the nearest transformer and your home. Has your neighbor ever had power while yours is out? That is why. When the problem is in the tap lines, co-op line crews will fix outages in an order that will restore service to the greatest number of members at a time. As you can see, restoring power after a major outage is a big job and involves much more than simply flipping a switch or removing a tree from a damaged line. When co-ops work to restore power, they often have the capability to work on multiple parts of the system simultaneously. This ensures reliable power with a faster response time. In the event of an outage, your local line crews will restore power safely to the greatest number of members in the shortest time possible, and we'll keep working until the lights are back on. As always, we appreciate your patience and your business. News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need it check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look outside through our Lerner & Rowe weather cam at this beautiful view of the desert on this beautiful mid to late January day. Not a cloud in the sky and the temperatures are excellent. A closer look at weather after the break.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Kaylee Bentler in the News 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out our regional weather. Up in Fernley, we saw 49, 50 in Fallon, 51 Carson City, 48 Tonopah, 50 Goldfield, 58 Beatty, 62 Amargosa, 57 Las Vegas, and 72 in Death Valley. But over in our paradise of Pahrump, currently seeing clear skies at 52 degrees. We hit a high of 58 earlier, wind southeast 3 miles per hour, humidity 9%, and the sun rose at 6:50. But we watched it go away just a little bit ago at 5:01 p.m. Expect humidity at 18%, winds east 6 miles per hour with a low of 29, and the skies are staying clear. Let's check out the rest of our week. Tomorrow, Friday, 61 degrees and sunshine. And we have a temperamental weekend in store for us. Saturday, seeing heavy clouds at 59 degrees. And those clouds become scattered clouds on Sunday, 62 degrees. Going into the night on Sunday, we're seeing higher chances of rain. And on Monday, about a 49% chance of showers at 58 degrees. But then that weather evens out. We're seeing just lower 50s, ending on 55 degrees on Thursday, and sunshine. And that is your look at the weather. Back to the desk. Here's Unette.
Thanks so much, Kaylee. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and A's Country Radio, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.